Hey, what's happening, good people? Vernon Big V Easton back again. Today's date is October 26, 2024. For those that didn't catch my first video, man, this is video number 2. But for those that didn't catch video number 1, man, just high-level overview. My name is Vernon Big V Easton. I am someone that is transitioning on this, transiting on this weight loss journey, on this wellness journey, if you will. And I have decided to take the approach to convert to a plant-based, whole food vegan. What does that mean? I am someone that is aspiring, if you will, because I'm not 100% there yet. I'm someone that is aspiring to improve my health, improve my overall wellness by eating whole food, plant-based foods. That means foods that have been minimally touched. They are whole foods, things like rice, beans, vegetables, fruits, as much as I can eat of those good things, as well as some delicious recipes. But again, trying to minimize those plant-based foods that have been processed in any way, shape, or form. Again, I'm not 100% of the way there, but again, man, feel that it's important for me to share my journey as I embark on this adventure for me. Okay. For those that didn't catch the first video, this is month 4 for me since I've been on this journey. Okay, in the first 3 months or so, I lost about 45 pounds. Right now, I've been going back and forth between that 45-pound mark and that 50-pound mark. Okay, so look, first video I recorded was October the 1st, 2024. Again, today's date is October 26th. So it's been about 4 weeks, coming up on the 4-week mark. I feel like today is a good day to just kind of give an update in regards to what's been happening throughout these last few weeks, if you will. Okay, so again, I'm from Virginia, by the way. I'm from Virginia. I'm back in my home state of Virginia today. I recorded the video October 1st because it actually marked my 3-month period since I had actually transitioned to being an actual vegan. You know what I mean? So that's when I recorded it. It also happened to be the time that my wife and I were getting ready to go on vacation. We were celebrating our 15-year wedding anniversary, and we certainly wanted to treat ourselves. Felt like we deserved that. We are avid Carnival cruisers, but I will tell you, man, we enjoyed ourselves on Virgin. I will be honest, I indulged maybe a little too much while I was on the cruise, between the alcohol as well as some of the processed foods up there. Okay, and what I mean by that is I did remain vegan. I did not break my commitment to being a vegan. However, I did allow myself to eat things like vegan burgers, which were processed, vegan hot dogs, which were processed. And again, man, Virgin has some really good whole food, plant-based vegan options up there too. So I'm not knocking that, but I was on vacation and I allowed myself to partake in some of those foods that I probably should not have had as much of. And I kind of overdid it a little bit. As a result, I did put a few pounds back on. I also felt my blood pressure go back up, which for me is the most important aspect of it all. Paying attention to your body, seeing how certain foods and certain habits affect you. So I learned from that. I got to do a better job of really balancing things when I do go on vacation. So like I said, I did put a few pounds on. I put about 4 pounds on. I left for that cruise at 295, ended up getting back at 299. Okay, so that's been the 1 week recap since my last video. Week two came back. Got back on my grind, if you will, but I wasn't 100% all in. You know, again, I probably eat 95% whole food, plant-based when I'm really sticking to my grind. Well, for week 2, I probably might have been maybe 60% whole food, plant-based. So I lost 2 pounds that week. Saw my blood pressure come down a little bit closer to where I should be at. But I really, that was a stagnant week for me. I was just being transparent. Okay, so week three, I decided to try out actually doing raw vegan. So I gave myself I did raw vegan for about 5 days. Hey man, let me tell you something. I felt really good. Okay, I'm gonna be transparent. Okay, I really got to be deliberate with my plan if I'm going to do an extended period of doing raw vegan. Okay, raw vegan, I mean, I think it's self-explanatory. But basically, man, you eating vegan foods and you eating vegan foods that you're not cooking. Okay, so what was I eating? I was eating salads, and I was eating salads, making my own dressing, because whole food, plant-based also means that you stay away from the oils. Okay, so that means salad dressing and things of that nature. You can't use that. I really don't eat salad dressings. Even when I'm not doing raw vegan, but just when I'm doing my whole food plant-based discipline. You know what I mean? Oils are not good for us. You can do your own research on that, and you will find it, man. But you really gotta watch those oils. For me, not even just going off of the research, I'm telling you, man, I feel it in my body when I do eat it, and my blood pressure also elevates. So that's why I try to really watch that. Okay. But again, the week of me being raw plant-based, the 5 days or so, it went well in the sense of the weight came down. When I say the weight came down, just in them 5 days, man, I dropped about 8 pounds. I went from 297 at the end of week 2, and then about 5 days later, just from going raw plant-based, giving myself some extended time with that, I went from 297 to 299. Okay, and again, equally important is my blood pressure came down. I actually saw my blood pressure come down during that time period as well. So that's an important component for me. We'll talk about that in a little while. Okay, but man, this channel is going to be about transparency and honesty for me. I don't want to give anybody any false illusions. I don't want to tell partial truths. I want to be honest. I crashed and burned. I really wanted to do 2 full weeks of raw, but I failed at that. Okay, I failed, man. How did I fail? I did not have a solid plan. I thought that I could just eat things like apples, oranges, salads, cucumbers, and thought that would be okay for me. But I really didn't explore recipes the way that I probably should have to keep my energy high with it. You know, I found a pretty good vegan salad dressing, which was okay. It was just okay though. It wasn't enough to really scratch that itch for me to make me feel like, all right, man, you can eat these salads, 2 weeks in a row. I just didn't have enough variation. I'm just being transparent. And then on top of that, so for week 3, yeah, so by the end of week 3, when I got to the point where, okay, I had some long work days that week for whatever reason, man. And this is something that I'm learning more about myself, and maybe you guys have kind of seen the same. I pride myself on my discipline level. I pride myself on my self-discipline. I pride myself on my willpower. That's the word I was looking for, my willpower. Okay, and again, that comes from the time periods where I have legitimately gone 7 days just water fasting. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm the same guy that a few years ago I would go 7 days water fasting, eat for a day and a half, and go back and do another 5-day water fasting, and then hit repeat and just kept doing that. So I pride however you feel about that, water fasting, which again, I think that it can really be a great tool, but that's really not what this conversation is about. However you feel about that, my point is, I'm someone that when I look at my willpower, I take pride in it. Okay, but this is what I'm understanding about myself. Okay, when I am physically and mentally exhausted, and I think, and it might be a little bit more on the mental piece, but when I'm physically and mentally exhausted, I find that willpower muscle and that self-discipline behavior and that self-discipline strength, I find that it diminishes much, much more when you are not well rested, man. Okay, that's my experience with that. Okay, and what I mean by that is I had 2 days earlier this week, okay, because I finished up on week 3 and I was transitioning into week 4, and I had 2 long days. My routine was thrown off. like my normal routine that I typically have that I stick to. Sleep schedule thrown off for a variety of reasons. And I just didn't manage it well, man. I wasn't looking forward to eating my dinner when I got home, which was gonna be another one of the salads. And I was getting bored, went the dressing that I had. And I'm just gonna be transparent, man. I had a moment where I ended up eating foods I had no business eating. Didn't eat any meat, so I remained vegan. However, I found myself eating a bunch of potato chips, found myself eating processed vegan burgers, processed chicken patties, processed vegan chicken patties. But again, while all these things are vegan, it's not stuff that you should be consuming regularly. Okay, so like I said, man, started off strong, and I'm just being honest and transparent. This may not necessarily be what you want to hear, but I'm sharing my journey. I'm sharing my story, no matter how it shakes out. Okay, so started off strong. Lost 8 pounds in those 5 days, but then I crashed, man. So I crashed, and I could feel what that type of food was doing to my body once again. So right now I'm actually in the process of rebuilding my discipline back. Okay, I'm not too transparency. Okay, I'm not 289 today, and today is Saturday morning. It's been about 3 days since the crash and burn. I've been working on recovering. However, I'm about 292 today. Okay, so I'm down about 50 pounds since I started this weight loss journey, which started back on July 1st earlier this year. And today's October 26th, like I said. But you know, I'm picking myself back up, man. You know, every time we're gonna stumble sometimes. Like I said on my first video, I'm gonna stumble, but I'm gonna pick myself back up. I can't afford to stay there, man. I got family and friends that's depending on me to be the best version of myself. And I owe it to myself, I owe it to my family, I owe it to my loved ones to be the best version of myself that I can be. I owe it to myself, and I owe it to them. So that means when I fall and I slip and I stumble, I can't afford to be a victim and just stay there. So I'm still working on myself, team. I'm still working on myself, family. That's just what it is. And I'm gonna get there. Okay. Today, like I said, it is Saturday. It's actually Saturday afternoon right now. And I'm going for a walk throughout the neighborhood, just getting my heart pumping. And this is really good for my mental too, man. It's really good for my mental state. It's good for my health. It helps to also improve and lower blood pressure. Okay. But where are we going now? Where am I going now? Okay. This week, I'm just getting back to my basics, man. I'm getting back to my basics. I'm gonna continue my intermittent fasting with my whole food plant-based eating. I'm not gonna I might sprinkle a couple days of the raw in there, but I'm not ready to just I'm not ready to just go all out with the raw. That does take discipline. It does take a lot, in my opinion, better creativity and variations with your meals. And I'm not there yet. I'm just being transparent. I'm not there yet. What do I eat most times when I'm actually locked in on my plant-based eating, on my whole food plant-based eating? I typically eat spinach. I'll eat kale greens. I'll eat collard greens. I'll steam them. I'll put a little vinegar on them with a little salt and pepper. And man, those taste really good. I'll eat that along with some beans. Like I'll take some beans, I'll either put them in the Instapot or I'll cook them on the stove actually. But a bunch of different beans, man. Black beans, navy beans, chickpeas, right? Man, a whole bunch of beans. I just can't name all of them right now. I usually buy one of those bags that's got like 10 different beans in it. Man, I'll cook that, man. And I'll do a big batch of that at the beginning of the week. And that'll actually, like, I'll just eat that throughout the week, man. You know what I mean? Brown rice, I'll eat brown rice throughout the week. And then obviously, man, plenty of fruits, cucumbers, apples, oranges, pears. Like, I typically don't have a problem following that regimen at all, okay? But everyone, I'll be honest, again, going back to video one, occasionally I'll struggle when eating some potato chips and things like that, man. So that's all that's my guilty pleasure, and I gotta shake that because potato chips are highly processed. They got a ton of sodium in it, and they also are armed with a bunch of freaking fat also. So I gotta shake that. I'm working on it. I'm actually I actually bought something off Amazon that allows you to make your own oil-free potato chips. That's the other thing. I said it's got a bunch of fat in it. That fat comes from the oils. It comes from the freaking oils that's in those potato chips. All right, but I bought some off Amazon that's gonna allow me to make my own potato chips. I guess you slice them, put them in the microwave on this device or whatever you want to call it. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm gonna try that out this week. This week is about getting back to the basics, honing back in on why I'm doing what I'm doing, honing back in on what allowed me to achieve the results that I've achieved so far, which is not being super aggressive, which is not being lackadaisical, like just having the right level of balance, man. So I'm getting back into it. Okay, I'm gonna end this video right here. I've gotten more long-winded than what I wanted to. I hope that someone is benefiting from the content that I'm providing. If there's any other topics you would like me to discuss, or if there's anything more that you would like to know or learn about me, man, I'll be certainly sure to share. Just comment or reach out to me directly, however you want to do that. Again, this channel is about me sharing my journey with the intent of also helping others along the process by seeing someone that looks like you struggle with the same things that you struggle with achieve the results that we are all looking to achieve, which is longevity, good quality of life, and also looking and feeling good in the process. Okay, so I'm ending it right here. Remember, one day at a time, one choice at a time, one goal at a time. Let's get it.